morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from New Orleans, Louisiana. Today's verse is Titus 2:12, instructing us to deny ungodliness and worldly desires and to live sensibly, righteously, and godly in the present age. Now, in last week's verse, and I have the link up here, it was all about salvation, and I said that we become saved once we really surrender everything to Him in love so that He could come in and take over the driver's seat of our lives, that He is now the boss and we are hands off. That's when salvation comes, when we stop trying to earn our salvation and let Him work it out in our lives. Once we're now in the passenger seat, the rest of the ride is a process called sanctification, and that's what this week's verse is. So it says, instructing us to deny ungodliness and worldly desires. Well, some of us look at that and we think, okay, I got to try harder to be a better Christian. And that's actually the absolute wrong approach, because then we're doing it out of our own efforts and not allowing Him to work within us, okay? If I'm impatient, it's not like I should try to be more patient. It's to release my impatience to Him and let Him take over. Now, as a sample, my biggest sin was lust, and I was looking at pornographic sites and ashamed of myself. I tried fighting it by myself, and I was completely unsuccessful. What a miserable effort I made against that. And eventually I thought, I can't do this. I got to give it over to Him. So I said, Lord, I give my sexuality to You. You could have it. You could have my computer too. It's all yours, and the battle is now yours. Then I sat back because I'm in the passenger seat. He's in the driver's seat, and it's his battle now. And you know what? He's a lot better at the battle than I am. So I haven't had that issue for years now, and I can't claim that I did anything. I just let go. And so it's easier when you start letting go of your pocketbook, your nationality, your politics. Let go of our diet, let go of our sexuality, let go of our marital status, let go of our hobbies or anything that defines us as a human being. We say, Lord, I give it all to You, including our baggage, which is very nice. And watch what He does with it. Then we start to think like Him. We start to desire what He desires. We start to talk the way He talks. We start to act the way He acts and love the way He loves. Isn't that terrific? Now, in regards to the worldly desires, there is a verse that we've covered before here in 1 John 2:16 over here that says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the boastful pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world. This is what we need to give up. If we are sinning, it's likely one of these three things: the lust of the flesh, which is normal human desires but fulfilled in the wrong way, and the lust of the eyes, which is desiring things that others have or things that we don't have. And then the boastful pride of life is basically, it's all about me and I need to be elevated and everybody else down. And that's what if there is someone who's preaching that it's all about health and wealth and my position in society being better, that's not Christianity. It's us giving up everything so that He is lifted up. It should be all about Him and not about us, okay? Now, back to our main verse. The end of it says, and to live sensibly, righteously, and godly in the present age. Now, that sensibly is actually, I believe, the fifth time that has come up here in Titus, although it's an adverb now, whereas the other ones were adjectives. But still, sensibly, well, what sense? A godly sense. Again, when we're thinking like Him, we're thinking like God. And that is the process of sanctification as we become less of us and more like Him. And see the rest of it, righteously and godly. I can't do that on my own, but if He's doing the work in me, it happens naturally. And that's the beauty of Christianity. It all comes to loving Him more than anyone else or anything else. So let's choose to love every moment, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average Rutch, and I hope you have a great week.